I've just installed a brand new Redarc BCDCD1225D battery charger so that I can run the Engel fridge in the back of the CX-5. With our trusty 2015 Mazda CX-5 Skyactiv diesel, also known as El Diablo. The goal was to get a second battery system put in to run an Engel fridge, so that on camping trips and longer trips we had some nice cool drinks and food, and we could drive assured that our batteries would always stay charged tip top. So to do that, the first component I purchased was the Thunder heavy duty battery box, which is perfect because it has good solid construction and it has pre-wired 12 volt outlets on it. And the best part is that the box is designed so that you can internally mount a DC-DC charger, and it's all contained nicely in the one box. And the DC-DC charger we chose was the Redarc BCDCD1225D. That's an awesome little design, does all battery type, has a self-start and switch off for these modern cars with the smart alternators, and it has the different profiles and LED lights to show you that it's working as it ought to be whilst in operation. And certainly they can be picked up from resellers from a lot cheaper than that price. I think I picked mine up for about $490. And they come with the wiring and the MIDI fuses that you need to connect it up to your vehicle and to your secondary battery. The cabling I used was the Nava Automotive cable, single core B&S 8 gauge, which was recommended by Redarc for runs up to 5 meters in length. In my situation, I think the run in its entirety was about 4.2 meters, so well within the specifications, and I don't get any voltage drop, which is awesome. We also used the Nava heavy duty 50 amp Anderson plugs to connect my BCDC to the wiring loom that was run from the engine bay and the main battery of the car. Under the engine bay, we've got the cabling there. I've used 8 gauge B&S, so we have our positive running to a MIDI fuse, a 40 amp MIDI fuse, and our ground to the chassis ground through that bolt there that was already fitted. And we run our cable through the firewall grommet, which is located behind the big 12 volt battery there. I ran the 8 gauge in through behind the kick panel, and that's where you can see I've tapped into the fuse box for a accessories on loom, and connected the blue wire and run all the cables along the side panel of the car out to the back. See, at the moment the fridge is on. It's been operating now since 5 o'clock last night, so for about 15 hours. We come to our battery box. It's one of the Thunder boxes, which I've installed the BCDC1225D into the lid of. And we've got plenty of terminals on the outside to run our appliances if we need to. And the input is by way of a Anderson plug in the side. And because the CX-5 has got one of the smart alternators, you also have to run a trigger wire to operate the BCDC for its start up and shut down. And that's been run into a little Deutsch plug in the side of the box there. Once the car gets started, we have a look here, and the Redarc started up, and you can see we've headed up to the 14.5 volt charge from the alternator. And if we have a look inside there, we can see that the vehicle's connected with a solid light. Charge profile A for a AGM battery, and you can see that it's solid because it's into charge. Now it's moved into another phase of charging, so the battery's almost topped up. And with the car switched off, it obviously just returns to the status mode with the BCDCD1225D simply indicating that it's on the A profile and that there's a battery connected to it, which is the battery in the box. And once the charger is obviously switched off with the car, our voltage on our battery drops away a little bit again. Awesome system.